Now, to make pepper soup, traditionally in Nigeria, they usually make it with goat meat. Now, goat meat is very, very abundant in really all African nations, particularly West Africa. We use it a lot in a lot of our meals. Now, I'm cutting my meat into small bite-sized pieces. Along with that, we're going to be using some beef tripe. It kind of looks like this. This is a honeycomb tripe. And you're also going to be cutting this into bite-sized pieces, 1 by 1 pieces. We're going to need about 3/4 of a pound of tripe, along with 1.5 pounds of goat meat. We're trying to do little squares. It's a little big there. This honeycomb tripe takes a little bit longer to cook. So for that, I'll be cooking everything in my pressure cooker. Now, a pressure cooker is an African cook's best friend. We love to use our pressure cookers. The reason for that is most of the time you see African food, we usually use meat that tends to be a little bit hard. And that's because that's all that is available over there in Africa. Okay, we have all our meat cut up. It's time for us to rinse that slightly. You'll just want to rinse that quickly. And as I said, this pepper soup, by the time all is said and done, it's very, very, savory and a slight bitter finish to it. But the bitter is not so bad that you can't take it. It's almost like chicory bitter. Very, 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 very tolerable type bitter. Now, we already have our rinsed meat. Along with that, I'm going to place about a cup of chopped red onions. I have some of that here. And we're going to add some bouillon base to it. Now, Africans cook with lots of bouillon base. Bouillon base is just another way of saying a concentrated stock. We have stock that's been concentrated and dried, and that's what we use in our cooking a lot. So I have a couple of tablespoons of Knorr shrimp stock in there, because shrimp is a big part of this. We can either use some dried shrimp, or you can go ahead and get the Knorr shrimp, and I think the Knorr shrimp works better. It's easy. You can quickly do that. Now we're going to add some water in there. You want to cover your meat with at least 2 inches of water. So I have some water here. I'm trying to cover my meat up. Okay. Well, it took it all. My meat is covered at least 2 inches. And to that, I'm going to add some thyme leaves, some dry thyme leaves. A teaspoonful of that will do. Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead and place this over some medium heat. We're going to leave this here for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to check for salt. Okay. 20 minutes, guys. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to be making some fried shallots, which is a nice topping for my pepper soup. I have some peanut oil in there, and I'm going to go ahead and slice up some shallots. Now we're done chopping up our shallots. Just go ahead and dump that in there. We're going to saute this. Make sure you're doing this on medium heat, guys. You don't want to burn it. All right. That is coming together. The onion is starting to get translucent, on its way to being cooked. And let that cook up a little. We're waiting for it to crunch up and have this slight crunchy feel to it. Then you know it's ready to take out. All right, our onions look good. It's browned enough, and it has some slight crunchy edges to it. I'm going to take that out and drain that on a paper towel. We're going to turn the heat off. When we get back, we're going to start working on our pepper soup spice mix. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The key to West African pepper soup is in the spice mix. Simply grind up some Negro pepper and black cardamom for smoky flavors, African nutmeg and Itaiko seeds for fruity accents, garlic powder for that savory kick, and voila! You have West African pepper soup spice mix. For a detailed demonstration, check out AfroFoodTV.com. All right, so our meat and our tripe has been cooking really for about 30 minutes now. I was supposed to be cooking for 20 minutes, but I have it in there for 30 minutes. It has softened very nicely. Now we're going to add some things in here now. We're going to add our spice mix. Now we're going to need 2 tablespoons full of that. Add that in there. Smells wonderful. To that, I'm going to also be adding a cup of brown stock. Now you can purchase this if you in the grocery store. It's available really in any grocery store. But this is some homemade brown stock. I love this. So I'm going to add about a cup of that in here. I'm going to mix this. And we're going to add for heat, just for a little heat, we're going to add about a teaspoonful of red crushed peppers. Stay true to our West African heritage there. Okay, I'm going to taste this a little. I'm checking for salt. This will be when you check for salt. Just needs a little bit more salt in there. Just right. Now I'm going to let this cook for about another 5-10 minutes or so, and we should be ready to go. Put that on medium, and then we'll let that simmer. Welcome back, guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some utazi leaves to it. It's called utazi, and it has a very bitter taste. So a little goes a very long way. Remember what I said, that the pepper soup has a slightly bitter finish to it. This is what adds to that bitter taste. So you don't want to do too much of it. Now we're going to place just, I'll say about half a teaspoonful or so into our soup. Our soup has been simmering here for about 10 minutes now. Just putting a little in there. I'm going to mix that up. And it is ready to serve. Now cover that up. We have our pepper soup. Smells wonderful. Put a lot of that goat meat and beef tripe on there. And this is sure to warm up anybody on any cold day. This is Nigeria's version, really, of the American chicken soup. It's not done with chicken, it's done with beef. And then we're going to top this off with some of that beautiful fried shallots that we did earlier on. Remove this over here so you can have a better view of the wonderful dish we just cooked. Nigerian pepper soup, some Ghanaian garlic bread, and some cucumber salad. Sure to warm up any soul, anytime, anywhere in the world. From my kitchen to yours, enjoy.
Small sauce, salad, Chinese, pepper snail, puff puff, samosa,